Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're with us on this Friday morning. Big show lined up. Friday fishing forecast, giving away some seafood and all kinds of good things going on here. So we appreciate your viewership. Take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today 91, low 80, and water temperature at the end of the pier a steady 88 degrees. Take a look at our river readings, brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola, good folks down there. The Apalachicola of Bluntstown is an even 7 foot and a steady 7 foot. And ironically, the Choctawhatchee River at Caryville is an even 6 foot and a steady 6 foot. So pretty close right there and pretty steady. But we do have some rain coming, it looks like, so try to get out this weekend and jump on them when you can. Looking at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. How about Friday, August the 2nd, the first day of the first Friday of August, and like I said yesterday, great tides, really good strong tides. High is 9:04 this morning, and then it's going out. So man, get out there right now, and it should be really good, seriously. Okay, and let's do our fishing game times in this segment here, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Our times 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock this morning, and 10:26 to 12:26. That's right after the tide starts going out. If you notice, there's always some corresponding data that connects on this tide and fishing game times. It's very interesting. Our wind today out of west about 5 to 10. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know, when you see the word fraud, fraudulent activity and all, you think about, money and banking and all kind of stuff like that, people getting in trouble for doing illegal things. And you never think about it in wildlife and fishing, game and things like that, fraudulent activity. Well, check this out. The FWC, this just happened. Okay, hold on. The FWC unravels organized fraud case involving Florida's prize Osceola turkey, leading to multiple felony charges against 4 individuals. I read it, I looked at it, and I started reading it, and I'm not going to read it word for word, but here's what basically happened. Okay, I'm going to read some of it. People, that's part of the turkey hunters love this, and they want to get Osceola turkey. So Osceola turkey is right here about the middle of the page. They were providing non-wild Osceola turkey hunts to unsuspecting victims through the Razor Ranch website. Victims were led to believe they were paying for a genuine Osceola turkey hunting experience, but were instead guided to hunt pen-raised turkeys bred to resemble the Osceola species. Folks, is that crazy? Then it goes on over here. They use forensic, up the top of the page, forensic science played a crucial role in verifying the fraudulent nature of the turkey hunts. And they had all kind of geneticists with FWC, and they actually proved all kind of examples. So here's the scheme right here in the middle. The scheme involved Collins, who operated the Razor Ranch Blanket Hunting Preserve in Hardy County, and Mills, who managed a game farm in Charlotte County, where the non-wild turkeys were raised. Mills and Beckham acted as guides, leading the hunts, while Flowers, owners of Skin and Scales Taxidermy, mounted the fraudulent turkeys for the victims. Collins received kickbacks from Flowers for referring taxidermy business. So, and here's the charges. Here's the folks. We don't give them call out their names and all, but is that hard to believe? So you see what happened there, and people, you can see that happening. People come in from out of the area and all, and they want to get all species of Osceola turkey, and they don't really know what it looks like, and they let the turkeys go. You can see all that developing, and it just blew my mind when I read it. But that just happened like last week. They actually arrested them last week, so it's been ongoing since the spring, and it's I don't know how to find out about it. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they got busted. So anyway, let's move on. You don't usually read that case. All right, let's see. I thought about this. This with some of my friends and some of my viewers too. Oh my God, I have finally discovered what's wrong with my brain. On the left side, there's nothing right. And on the right side, there's nothing left. You might want to send that to some of your buddies. And here's Florida man, okay, with air conditioning. He got a generator there, and just staying cool. I don't guess he's going to get in the water like his wife and cool down, but that's funny to me. But how about Marty Martin, founder and pastor of North Star? You know Marty and his family. He had a blast fishing with Andrew Martin, caught some good fish and enjoyed some great outdoors. Look at Marty. Y'all see him, congratulate him. And okay, had a good night fishing. Good job there. Okay, let's see, I got a couple more. Oh yeah, I saw this, and this is early air conditioning. I can remember this, folks. I don't know if some of y'all can. I'm old enough to remember that before we got air conditioning, the big box, the box fan. And we still use those in camping a lot. Check this out from Mexico Beach. Brandy Brogdon and Chris Josie. Is that not beautiful? Of course, they released it and all, man, what a great, you know, that is so much fun watching them jump and catching them right out of Mexico Beach. And look at the water, how calm it is. Great day fishing. And, okay, I'm saying this to the kids today. If you can think of a better fish pun, let me know. Okay? Got a lot of funny ones this morning. Roy Rushing, they went catfishing. They were on the Choctawhatchee. We're going to talk about during the fishing report. What some great fishing on the Choctawhatchee River, especially at night. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of the pictures. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to give a little tribute out here. You know, years doing the book and all, I told you before about how I sort of got with these people I interviewed, all the folks, and we just had a bond. And one of the most special bonds I had was with Miss Mary Anderson and Captain Virgil Anderson. They just were so hospitable, and they wanted me to come back and talk to them. I don't know how many times I visited with them. Well, here, Miss Mary passed away, and here's her obituary right here. Mary, okay, she's 103 years old. She had a big, beautiful smile. She was always like that. Member of First Baptist Sunday school class, helped and everything. So she and Virgil were married 69 years, and her sons and daughters, and the funeral service is today. And I'm certainly going to be there. Gail and I will be there. But I just want to tell you some of the stories. And I put it on the post. She was instrumental in doing the pictures and all, because I tell this story probably more than any of them. I visited with them the second visit. I just went and introduced myself, and they sort of knew me because I knew some of their kids. And we were sitting at a little table there, dining room table, and she got me some coffee, and I said, well, I had my recorder going, and Captain Virgil was telling stories back in the day. And he would tell me, I said, do y'all have any old pictures of these stories? And Miss Mary looked at me and she said, I never will forget, she said, well, I do, but nobody ever wants to look at them. And she would lean. I said, I do. So she got up, walked down the hallway, and came back down the hallway with a box, this size box, and dumped it out on the table of old black and white pictures. And man, can you imagine my feeling, because that's what I wanted, some old pictures. And wow, I mean, I'm gonna show you some of these old pictures she gave me. Here, okay, I'm just gonna go through them pretty fast. These are in the books. This is up there in Southport, which used to be called Anderson, because that's where they settled, right there in Anderson. And that's the family there. Back in the 1850s maybe. And here they are. In the early 50s, about 100 years later, okay, and that's Miss Mary right there in the center. That's Captain Virgil and Miss Mary right there, okay, isn't that amazing? And their oldest child. And it goes on. She showed me this. This is a story about Captain Virgil, that fish there. He down at the marina, and that fish, he chuckled telling me the story. That king mackerel, he was underneath the deck working on a motor or something. He heard some flap, 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 flap. And that king mackerel had jumped out of the water and landed on his boat. So that's a real fish story there. Up around 1937, almost 100 years ago. Isn't that cool? That story. Then he would sell tickets right there. That's Captain Virgil selling tickets, and that's Beach Drive. You see the old house. This was 1937. Tickets were $2 for an all-day trip, and we guarantee fish. Look at that. We guarantee fish. Is that not part? Is that not a wonderful heritage? And this is just a famous picture. All these pictures came out of that box. And Miss Mary, and there's a shark fishing. We've talked about the shark fishing before. I mean, they just piled them up. Well, that's just some incredible stories. And the final picture of the house there on Beach Drive, about where the Chamber of Commerce building is now, and that was a big family gathering. And that's when the old passed, and she would watch it right there in the center, Mr. and Miss Anderson. But you can see all of them. Miss Tilly's right there to the top. Anyway, I just wanted to give a tribute to Miss Mary Anderson. And she was such a gentle soul, and I never went out there. Usually I would go on a Monday. She's just like, I said, when can I come back? She said, please come back on Monday. And every time I went out there, she had made a fresh pound cake and had a little piece of pound cake in a little saucer here, and me a warm cup of coffee. And we sat and chatted, and it was just a special time in my life to get to know these people in depth and then finally get to share that. But we kept up with it, and just a wonderful family. And I believe that's the last one left of that generation of the families and all. 103 years old, Miss Mary Anderson. My tribute to her and the Anderson family. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to a couple of pictures. We had let me see. This was interesting here. Let me see if I can get, okay. Okay, my fishing buddy, talking about fishing, Randy Thomas. This is Mr. Eli Bowie's first fish caught by himself at Brothers River. Okay, check it out. Is he not happy right there? That's a nice fish for your first fish. Good job, Eli. And Terry sent me about non-native fish, and I talked about that the other day, about Lake Okeechobee, but when he was in Alaska, he talked about all of them up there. The non-native was the pike, and they would prey on the salmon, and that's why they tried to get rid of them. And here, one quick story on our captains. What our captains do, a mixed bag. Greg Gladden, he's one of my former students, and got out of a job that he was working in and became a fishing captain, doing his lifetime dream. And Greg does a good job. Okay, but what he uses the same guy. This guy has been coming back since his first year. He wanted a tarpon, so this guy, a helicopter pilot. So here he is. He got him a tarpon. Look at this morning catch. So he caught this tarpon. A big redfish under the bridge. Is this not a fine trip? Okay, check it out. Look at the plug. Look at that big old plug right there. You know that was a fight. So you think this guy recommended his buddies to come see Greg, and then he gave him one of his patches on one of his planes, one of his helicopters he flies. So that's the kind of relationship these guides have with their clients. One more quick story. Let's jump from water to land. This is interesting. Keelan Alsabrook, who works for FWC, but this is doing his own time. The fawns are out, the little baby deer fawns are out, and he was working on the field the other day. Babies hitting the ground the first few weeks. I found this little guy this morning while spraying chofa plots. He was trying to hide, okay? Now here's a set of pictures. He's trying to hide. Isn't that amazing? And Keelan saw him in time, but look how he's trying to put his head. That's how they try to hide. They got their face covered up. He thinks his body's hidden. But he got around them, and you can see if you're driving a tractor, he's hard to see, but he is pretty well hidden. So be careful, especially on the roads and all. This time of year, a lot of young deer are out there, and they really haven't got acclimated to being around a lot of spaces. So, okay, let's end on a good one right here. Let me see. Open carry. This is open carry right here. Okay, this is concealed carry right here. Both of them are bad news. Open carry and concealed carry. Okay, enough of that. All right, let's move on. Let's get our draw now every Friday. I want to thank Tarpon Dock Seafood, Greg Abrams, the Abrams family. Been so good to our community in the Florida Panhandle. We're doing this, and we appreciate them. And fresh seafood is hard to beat. $20 gift certificate. The winner of the $20 gift certificate is going to be all the way from Bayou George, Peggy Sherman. All right, Peggy. And how about the winner of the red snapper? The recreational season is closing, okay, but the captains can still go, which I'm glad. From Bluntstown, the red snapper goes to Randall Harrell. We appreciate the viewership all over all over Florida Panhandle. So let's take our final break. We'll come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back and welcome to Famous Friday Fishing Forecast, brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group, and also Matt Andrews of Hammerdown Roofing and Construction. Good young people there taking care of their small business America, so I'm real proud to have them part of our Panhandle Outdoors team. One of the first reports I got was from Lake Seminole. It says on fire. So let's take a look at Lake Seminole. You know, the big thing is, where's the state line? People always talk about the state line and between Georgia and Alabama, and actually in Florida. Okay, right there, you can see right there, you see Sneed's and everything on the left, but that line is sort of weird. The Georgia line goes up there and then goes on up. Of course, all this, and it gets pretty simple up in this northern part because that's Florida. And the Georgia, I said Alabama, I meant Georgia and then Florida on the eastern side there. So you can see the campgrounds on all this on the right now. That's all actually on the Georgia side. So there's the state line. And I haven't been there in a while. I don't know if it's marked and all, but anyway, the folks catching them are using top water. Early in the morning, top water bite has been really strong in Lake Seminole, so that's a good report. The bass fishing has been really good. Also, the Sandhill Ponds, speaking of bass fishing, I was showing some bass. Bass fishing has been good in Sandhill Ponds up here in the northern part of the county. Moving on, also, the brim catch has been good. You saw during the early part of the week, I showed some pictures of Amy Wilson Kaiser with some nice brim out of pond. Folks, this time of year, pond fishing could be an old farm pond, which we don't have as many as we used to. Everybody used to have farm ponds, but a lot of them are sort of on the wayside now. But if you can find some, they were stocked many years ago, and they're in good shape. If they've got some natural spring coming to them, they're in good shape. If not, they're stagnated. Also, Choctawhatchee River. You just saw the picture earlier of catching some huge catfish off the Choctawhatchee River. And again, I'm talking about catfishing. They caught them on hook and line. It was not trot lines or set hooks. So catfishing has been really strong at night on the Choctawhatchee River, and also the brim fishing on Choctawhatchee has been good up around the bunker area, different areas like that. So some of these places are hard to get to. I know we had Mike Edwards on talking this week about, he loves fishing that area, always has, but it's gotten a lot more crowded on the Choctawhatchee River. But really, with people on the jet skis and all, you saw that video yesterday on jet skis, and he said now they're coming on those jet skis, coming up those creeks and rivers and all, and mudding up the bank, and it's just aggravating the fishermen, and that's going to be a ongoing problem. I don't know, maybe they can put some areas of jet skis off limits up those creeks and all, because really you can't go fast up there, and no need to go up in there. So that's going to be something interesting we should stay on. Okay, Mexico Beach, you just saw the sailfish. Surf fishing has been slow. Surf fishing now is catfish and sharks. In August, usually that's about all you're going to catch. Every now and then you might catch some whiting, but that's going to be better fishing this fall. So the surf is catfish and sharks. Bridge fishing, you saw the bull reds, you saw the pictures of big bull reds. These captains are making a living now. And they used to never fool with this because nobody wanted to fool with catching a big old bull redfish and pull and get tired and everything. And then you couldn't eat it, so nobody wanted to catch them. Now the clientele has changed over the years. They just want to catch it and release it, and it's a win-win for everybody, including the redfish. So that's been good. I want to talk about some wade fishing and all. It's very important. The fish, everybody knows this time of year, the fish are sort of sluggish. They don't want to move around a lot, so it's so hot and everything. But they're going to chase some live bait, and they're going to get themselves in some deep holes where it's cool, and if some live bait swimming by, they're going to go after it. But they're not going all over the place looking for live bait unless they're really hungry and schooling up. So be sure and learn how to fish with some live bait. We get so used to fishing artificial bait, but I've made myself a promise. I'm getting back to, I used to fish with some live bait. I'm going to start back this fall fishing with some live bait just every now and then, because it's a lot of fun and it's natural. And what do all the guides use? Live bait, okay? So make sure your live well is working good though. I tell you what was surprised me this week, some people were posting about the mahi bite. mahi has been really strong. Near shore fishing, and you know that mahi, to see, I've got it up here on the wall over there. That's a really good fish. But this time of year, they don't taste as good this time of year. Someone talking about that, but they make great tacos. So usually when I go to a restaurant, I'll get some mahi tacos. But I had one the other day that had some sort of it just wasn't that clean white meat, and I knew that really was a mahi, but this time of year, late summer. So that's been good. The mahi's really been good. The downtown marina, and the St. Andrew Marina both have reported good catches of folks going down there just fishing off the shore. So you see, even though it's August and it's hot, they're still catching a lot of fish in different places. So they want to wrap it up for the week. We've had a great week. We appreciate the viewership and all the folks y'all touch base with me. I appreciate it and enjoyed having Mike Edwards on. Got a lot of feedback from Mike Edwards. I'm going to show some of his videos next week on him making those fishing lures. Y'all have a great weekend. Get outdoors and enjoy it and take care of the outdoors. Do something good for someone else today and this weekend. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.